Hi.
Are
Are
you going to say who we are? Because
Yes.
they don't know.
It's Molly and Ben.
Hi. We're here.
We're here. We wanted to do a quick video because we have been full-time RVers for about 30 days. And so we wanted to update you on what we've learned in the last 30 days. But first of all, we have to show off these cool cactus pillows that Ben found at Walmart.
I did. I found them. Hunted them.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Reminds me of Arizona. But yeah. We've been in it for 30 days.
Yep.
Time moves so slow.
And not like painfully slow. It's just like we were doing this for about 10 days and we met with somebody for lunch and they were asking us all these questions and we were like, we've been doing this for only 10 days, but it felt like
Months.
So now that we've been doing it for 30 days, how long do you feel like it's been?
It feels like several months.
I feel like it's been like 3 months, but it's really only been 1 month. But it's all been good. It's been definitely an adventure. We've been learning a lot.
I think it's just because when you're at home and like you go and do something, like you go and experience like a new place or you travel, that's usually over several months, like once every few months.
But with us, it's
like every other week. Like every other week we're going somewhere new or doing something. And so like my brain's just like, man, it's been like months because we've just done so many things and we don't have as set a schedule where it's like I get up and go to the same workplace every day for a month.
Mm-hmm.
It's like every 5 days we're like somewhere new. So
Right.
I think that's also part of what speeds up the time of like doing this is that we've just been so many places and done so much already, which has been really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's been consistently inconsistent.
Yes. And for a lot of people, we told them we were going to go up to Maine and go to Acadia National Park. That was like our big goal. And our idea was just, or my idea was just to get in the car, the RV, and drive straight there in like a week. And like 3 days into it, we were burnt out.
We were up in Illinois at that time, and we
were
like,
miserable.
I don't think this is gonna work. And the season really would end October 1st, and we're like, okay, so we have to slow things down. And if we slowed things down and stayed a week or two on places, and we decided that sticking around 250 to 300 miles every week to 2 weeks was good.
Right.
And at that pace, we wouldn't have been up there for very long. So we decided...
We would have been there by now. We would have made it by now, for sure. It was way too stressful because we were just learning how to drive a really big rig. We got caught in a storm. And it was really stressful. So it was like, after 3 days, we're like, we just need to like decompress.
We just need to chill out. Like,
yeah.
We just need to get used to this new style of living.
Right. And so then we just changed it. Instead of going all the way up to Maine, we went up into Michigan and then over to Toronto, Canada, and then through Niagara Falls. And now we're in upstate New York. So we just changed it a little bit. But yeah, driving at first was super stressful. When big semis come past you, like you kind of get pushed out. You have to like correct it. But now I feel like we're getting a lot better at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so it's not so stressful.
It's not as intimidating.
Right. And we have that rule where we try to keep it to 4 hours or 250 miles that we'll do in a day. And then we usually take a break for like a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas each day we're covering like 300 to 400 miles those first couple of days.
And we were trying to get out of the heat, so it made sense then.
Yeah, it was nice.
But now that we're kind of getting to the groove of what this life looks like, yes, no more than 300 miles in a day, and we want to stay at each place for at least a week. When we park, I actually feel like I take better instruction from Ben when he's outside, like, directing me, rather than the opposite, that I'm, like, trying to direct him and not quite.
You go with feelings, like...
I know.
Like, you try to, like, Jedi mind trick the RV into doing...
Yeah, it's hard because I'm like turning the wheel this way or that way, and then, sometimes the back end, I don't know, it's a little weird. So, parking is getting a little bit better. The hookups to the RVs, everything is working fine.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything that needs to work does. So, the refrigerator... Molly helped fix the hot water heater. All that stuff works, but there's all these little things that don't work, like jacks. They're supposed to go down and help level it so it's more sturdy. Yeah, those don't work anymore.
Yeah.
The rear view camera, like just all these little things that worked when we looked at the dealership, and then when we left, they didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, everything's working fine.
So it would be nice, and like the only thing with the jacks, is that it just helps stabilize the rig more. So you know when someone's getting in and out, you can tell that they're getting in and out.
Right, you can feel it. It's a little wobbly.
But that's about it.
Were you scared about like the water and like the black tank and all that stuff?
I was a little bit intimidated of it just because it was like, whoa, there's a lot to remember, you know, because you have your electric, your water, and then your sewage, which is your black and gray water tanks. But I feel like it doesn't take too long now to even like set up or
take care of it. Yeah.
Like we can do it probably within a half an hour.
From park to fully set up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to leave the sewer hose for Ben to do because I don't like to do it.
Often. Yeah, we fixed a little hole on the roof that we found. The RV's working well. It's fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very comfortable. I feel like with the slide out, there's definitely plenty of space. So as far as like finances go, we thought we'd be saving a little bit more in regards to rent, but it's probably about the same of what we'd be spending.
Yeah, so far we didn't. So there's a few of these like membership clubs where you get discounts at certain RV parks, and so we used some of those where you get like 10% off or 50% off at certain parks, but they're usually only for like a couple of days, and so when you're doing this for months at a time, you know, getting half off like a day or two doesn't really help. So the rent the first month was kind of high, and because we kept changing where we were staying, and we thought Labor Day weekend we would be able to stay just like anywhere in Canada, but it turns out that those Canucks they celebrate that also.
Yep.
And everything was booked except for like one park that didn't have like a very good rating online. And was right next to it, like we were right next to like a train.
Yeah, we kind of had to take what we could get, just because we didn't really prepare for, and most things kind of closed down as far as RV parks after Labor Day.
In the Northeast,
yeah,
where we are. But when we bought our RV, the place we bought it from, there is a third membership site that's really popular. The first one that's really popular is called Good Sam. That gets you like 10% off at lots of parks. The second one is called Passport America, and that one gets you 50% off of those parks, but they're usually not as high of grade at parks, but you're getting 50% off. And then the third one is called Thousand Trails, and what that is once you have a membership, you can stay at any of their membership parks for free up to 2 weeks at a time, and then you have to be out of the system for a week, and then you can go into another one for 2 weeks at a time. So we're at our first Thousand Trails park.
And we are impressed.
It is awesome.
It's nice.
And like I think it's like $300 a week here. I just checked. It's like $300 a week to stay where we are. And so that right there is going to save us, $600.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go somewhere else for a week, and then we can go back into a park. And we were just worried about like internet, kind of like the Passport America parks. They're okay for like an overnight, but they're not the most best kept parks sometimes.
Right, like the Thousand Trails, they have a lot of amenities. Like we've been to a lot of parks in the last month, and
we think so.
We think so, right? but this one that we're at, I mean, it has a pool, a basketball court, a tennis court, a beach close by. Anyway, so it's kind of cool that it's like a little community.
Right. And it's free,
mm-hmm.
which we're all about.
Yep.
So we think in the next couple of months when we start using this perk more and more, using this Thousand Trails membership more, then we only have to pay, possibly, like out of 5 weeks, we would only have to pay for 1 week at an RV park, which would be a few $100s.
Mm-hmm.
And then we could stay at these other parks for up to 2 weeks at a time. And they're limited, so it's like first come, first serve with this membership. And so you could possibly show up and they not have a spot that would fit us. So it is kind of a blessing right now that we're in the Northeast and their season ends in October. And so there's not very many RVers here right now, so we're really fortunate. When we get down into Florida,
Yeah, we'll see.
and some of those places where it's a little bit more busy, we'll see if it's as easy. But yeah, right now it's awesome. And everything's included, so you might be spending like $200 to $300 a week, but that includes like your electricity, your sewage, the amenities that Molly's talking about. They always have like horseshoes or boats, mini golf. Like they just have like all these random little amenities that you can go and do and play, which is really fun. So that's like, and it's all inclusive. It's all included in the price.
We are probably saving more money on eating out because we don't eat out as much.
Yeah.
It's been my goal to cook 3 times a week.
The Instapot is rocking it. It's perfect for 2 people.
I know. Instant Pot for the win.
Yeah. That's been crushing it.
All right, let's talk about what RV life actually looks like.
1 month in.
1 month in
we're
from
not,
our,
we're
from
not
our
pros.
expertise.
Yeah.
Something that we've been trying to fine tune is this work, play, travel balance because we are working as we're going.
The more we travel, that cuts into the playtime and the work time. And so what's happened sometimes is we'll travel so much that I have to like work, or we have to buckle down and just get work done, which means we don't get as much time to play because we know we're going to be traveling again.
Yeah, that day or half day is just shot. We just try to have a routine in the morning and start by 9, and then break a little bit for lunch. I don't even think we take an hour lunch. Sometimes we go on a walk.
Right.
But then we really work until 5 or 6. Ben, I probably start working more mid-afternoon, and then I'll do stuff around the RV, whether it's cleaning or fixing something or laundry,
Right.
or even just starting dinner. And then after dinner, we'll do planning for the next day.
Right.
Or watch a movie. And we've been lucky for the most part with Wi-Fi. It's always been pretty strong. And then we've had backups with our own like mobile hotspots. Like I've got T-Mobile and he has Verizon, just in case one works better in another area.
And we bought a cell phone booster, so because we're inside the RV, we got a little antenna that goes on top of the roof, then runs a cable inside that boosts our cell phone Wi-Fi. So if the Wi-Fi at the park's not working, we get working off our own phones so we can continue to work, which has been really nice. And that's called a Wii Boost. Because when you're in a metal box, it blocks the cell signal, or if there's trees or any of these other things. So having a booster that can 10 to 20x your signal has been really helpful as well, to get that stuff done.
Some things that I noticed, so cooking, the Instant Pot has been awesome, but there isn't a lot of counter space, and I do feel like because it's so small that it gets messy or dirty really quickly.
Right.
And so I do feel like I clean quite a bit. And granted, it doesn't take me very long to clean, but it's like 3 things are out and it's like, oh man, this place is a mess.
Like sweeping, we always have to sweep because we don't have carpet anymore.
Right, which
so we have to sweep
blows
a
my
lot.
mind that they'd have carpet in here before. Because you're in and out so much and it's dirt, like gross.
Your mind's blown.
Blown.
Otter Pops are amazing.
I know we've been living off of Otter Pops.
Otter Pops are like the best way to cool down, period. We don't have good air conditioning, like when you're driving, like the vents for the car part of the RV doesn't blow really cold, and we don't run the air conditioner while we're driving. So it gets pretty hot, but like when we go to most of these RV parks, up until now the pools have been open, so it's kind of like our tradition is like as soon as we get parked, get everything set up, like we'll just go and swim for 30 minutes and cool off.
Yeah.
And it's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it's nice. It's just because you've just been hot and kind of stressed out with moving from one place to another. So then it's like, okay, we're good. And then we go hang out in the pool.
The RV parks have been great. Like, everybody's just super friendly. It's a lot of families on the weekends that come. And then other people are mostly full-timing, like, during the week. Most of them are more retired.
Even the offices for the RV parks, everybody's usually really friendly and
retired. So just chatty.
Yep.
Super chatty.
Super chatty. Overall, we're having a really good time. We're glad that we made this decision to go on the road.
yeah, it's been really awesome. And as long as the RV keeps up, we'll be good. But that's where we're at in the first 30 days. We'll continue to hopefully post these. If you guys have questions, let us know. And we'll probably put links down to like all the stuff we talked about. So if people want to check them out, you can. But yeah, hit us up if you guys have questions or anything. And we'll give you at least our 2 cents.
Yeah, from our 30 days experience.
Yep. So until next time, we'll see you guys later.